This next lady coming to the stage, she is our favorite psychiatrist here. She has treated people at the Ice House, the Comedy Store, and the Improv. Please give it up for my shrink and one of our favorite comedians. Let's hear for Marsha Morgan.
Give it up for Sally.
Yeah.
So did you guys get here okay? Did you see all those cars parked in the left lane? Yeah. Like always. I'm working on my road rage. I only get it when I'm driving now. Yeah. So I'm between exes. Yeah, the last one was a man. He was pretty terrific. He was a really talented artist, and he had a PhD in Braille, if you know what I mean. And we just suited each other, you know. He was an amazing gourmet cook, and I was an amazing gourmet eater. Yeah, so it was all going along well, and I thought he was my perfect Renaissance man, and then I found out he was Baroque. I got out before the industrial age. Yeah. So, I'm emotionally bi-coastal. Yeah, I still have family on the East Coast. In fact, my parents retired to Arlington Cemetery. Yeah. My dad got buried, you know, he was dead. Never had to say that before. Yeah, so they built him up a nice gravestone and put all of his, you know, commendations and citations and stuff, the Air Force stuff. And that was really terrific, and he got the whole ceremony, and then my mom died about 6 months later. So they dug up a little part and they put her urn in with his urn, and they wrote on the back of his gravestone. Now, if you can imagine, the back of his gravestone faces that way, right? And what they put on it was his wife. That's all. His wife. So, I mean, I thought of all my Glorias, Steinem and All Red, and all the usual Glorias that we think of. And then I took out my magic marker, because we know that without the wives, the husbands probably wouldn't be there, right? So instead of wife, I crossed out wife and I put his saving grace. No! I liked it. That's not real funny, but I liked it. Okay. Moving right along. I've been a therapist for decades. Yes. And when we started out, we were just kind of grunting at the appropriate times. You know, most of you have been to therapy and you've heard people say, uh-huh. Uh-huh. And then we evolved. We got to show a little bit of compassion and understanding and, oh, what was that like for you? Some people are recognizing this, aren't you? That must have been so difficult for you. And now, what the hell were you thinking of? You know what? Your insurance has run out anyway. Here's a list of 12-step meetings. Have a good year. Yeah. Maybe a life, but my doubts are on that. Okay. Next. Excuse me a minute. Thank you. It's an amazing thing that the notes are still there. Okay, don't need to laugh about that so much. How many people here are single?
Yeah.
Woo! Yeah. Me too. So, a tsunami, isn't it? I really didn't realize that marriage was so widespread. Yeah. You know, statistics show that married people live longer, but married people are also willing to die sooner. Yeah, it's true. It's true. It's one of those statistics we like to use, marriage therapy. So looking around, it seems to me that I have a vibrator older than most of you. Yeah, I tend to call her the grande dame. She's the matriarch of my sex toys. And she actually, I call her a she, of course. What else are you going to call her? Animate object. But she doesn't run on batteries. She's the kind where you wind it up and keep winding and winding and winding, and then it'll run for a couple of minutes, and then you have to wind some more. So I learned two important things: patience and speed. Yeah. Well, I'm just kidding. Actually, it was electric. I've had an electric one, yes. And but I had to replace the cord several times. Yeah. You have no idea what it's like to be shorted out by a vibrator. You've been wonderful. I'm Marsha. Have a good night.
Marsha, man, nice to let her unload about her own sex life. She's always got to listen to ours.